So I've just got to the gym for morning clients and the weather is fucking disgusting. I really don't want to get out of the car. But I'm going to be doing today the second episode, don't know what I was doing with my hand there, the second episode of Your Fit Girl Summer Plan, which is completely free. Get it downloaded. I've linked it in the description below. And it's essentially 4 weeks of free fat loss coaching. So you get workouts, you get nutrition goals, you get a webinar each week pushing you forward with a different thing, and it's all linked below for you for free. Pop in your email and it'll send you the download. But yeah, so I'm back at the gym this morning for PT. Got 2 clients and I'm actually going for a coffee catch up with 2 of my other clients, and then I'll be heading home to show you my full day of eating, because week 2 is all about setting nutrition goals, and I might actually combine week 2 and 3 because there is actually a video on a bit more about how I eat for fat loss and how I make myself as full as possible and how I make the most out of my calories ultimately, because you actually want to eat as much as possible, not as little as possible. You want to make the most of your calorie budget, and there's a few ways we can do that, especially if you're at the start of your journey. It can be really tough and it can feel like you're cutting everything out, cutting out carbs, like restricting every single thing that you love, like, and it doesn't have to be that way. So I'm going to talk a bit more about that. I'm going to take you through my full day of eating and how I eat, and yeah, we'll go from there. It is also, is it upper or lower day? I've not decided. What did I do at the weekend? I'll tell you later which workout I decided to do. But it's the start of the week, and I will also tell you what my progress from this week and all the data. I'll tell you that at the end as well, of how well I've done in week 1 of my Fit Girly Summer, because I have actually finally booked that holiday, which I know in the last ep I said that it's a maybe holiday, but I knew it was happening. We had to panic book because the dates were going. So we're going on holiday in 12 weeks. 11 weeks actually. So I'm very excited. But yeah, I will go see my client, otherwise I'm going to be late. And then I'll take you on my full day of eating and tell you a bit more about nutrition.
Oh, nice spillage.
It's always one. Okay guys, just got back from PT, went to Costa to catch up with the girls, so it was really nice to catch up with 2 of my clients, had an iced coffee, and I have not actually eaten yet, so yeah. Usually I wouldn't recommend eating this late, like it is like 11 a.m, it's a little bit later than I normally would have my breakfast, which I would normally have early on in the day, but to be honest, it's not the end of the world, because ultimately, whenever you eat the food doesn't really matter. It just matters that you're in a calorie deficit and that you're hitting those calories. So sometimes I actually find that eating a little bit later for my breakfast, maybe like 10 a.m, like pushes all the food back a little bit, because I tend to enjoy like a little after tea, like evening snack when I'm sat on the sofa, like watching telly on an evening. So I sort of like shift my meals slightly further, because it means then my lunch is a little bit later, my afternoon snack's a little bit later. I obviously eat tea quite late because I do go to the gym or I go to PT, and then I'll have my tea when I get home, but then I also get a bit of a cheeky dessert as well. So yeah, so I'm going to take you through my full day of eating. What's also cute is that one of my clients made me a banana bread, which definitely does not fit the calories today, but I'm definitely going to be getting that tracked in the next few days, because I think it's like chocolate and banana bread. Oh my god, so cute of her. And yeah, once I can get this bloody Google Drive and the spreadsheet working, because my laptop is just being a bit of a pain, I'm going to show you how to get your nutrition goals calculated now, because that is the next step of the 4 weeks Fit Girly Summer free plan, is to get you... No, it's working, yay. I need to fill out all my data with my weight and with my protein, carbs and fats and my calories and my training, and then I'm going to talk you through how to get your nutrition goal. So obviously I already know that the calories that I am on are me in a calorie deficit, but I've just popped all the data in to the assessment week to show you how to get your calories. Now obviously you've got your calories across the week of what you've eaten, you've got your weight, you've got how many steps you've done, training, cardio, etc. Obviously for you, you've got 3 training sessions a week with a bit of cardio on the end of the odd one, and as long as we're keeping up the movement and we're sticking to the calories that we're going to set now, we will drop fat, we will drop weight, and we will get you feeling more toned. So I have pretty much eaten around 1750 across the week. I do actually have a higher day in there for a weekend, which is set by my coach, but you can ignore that for now. But essentially we just want to be in a calorie deficit across the week. So when it comes to getting a number to focus on, which we want to focus on for a good few weeks if it is working, then we want to have a look at our weight. So obviously my average calories are 1,760, and for these calories, and my weight has dropped 0.9 kilos. So I'm absolutely happy with that. So all I would do going into this next week is, I know that I'm in a calorie deficit, so there's no need to change anything. If weight drops, keep calories the same. So I'm going to go again next week with the exact same calories, averaging 1,760 every single day across the week. And I'm going to do my same movements, with steps and with my training, and I'm happy that I'm dropping between 0.5 and 1 kilo over the course of a week. If you're dropping more than that, then your calories are too low. If you're dropping less than that, then you might want to start to have a little bit of a drop in calories. So if my weight increased across the week on these calories, what I would do is I would be in a surplus. So say if my calories averaged at 2,000 and my weight went up, I would drop my calories by 500 so that I could get into that deficit. So I would drop to 1,500. If my weight stayed the same across the course of the week, I'm at maintenance calories. So then what I would do if I was on 2,000 is I'd drop by 250, and then that would be 1,750 calories. I'd do the exact same assessment week again, track every day in MyFitnessPal, and I would again assess your weight each week to make sure that it is dropping. And if you've got any questions on that, literally pop me a message on Instagram, we can chat through. So all I'm going to do this next week is follow these calories and do the same again. What we will also do in the nutrition webinar, which will be next week, is we will get you a protein goal set. But if you're wanting to know that soon, then you ideally want like 2 grams per kilogram of body weight, 1.8 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So I'm sure you can work that out. I think my goal is meant to be, I've not even got the average here, but my goal is meant to be 130. I'm not perfect every day, I'm going to admit that, but in a cut phase it can be much harder to get your protein in, but you just want to do what you can to get as close as possible. And like I said, I'm going to talk through, I actually might talk in this webinar whilst I'm doing my full day of eating about all the tips that then I go through in week 3, the nutrition video, because there's a lot more tips about how to eat, keep yourself satisfied, energized, full, so that you can make the most out of your calories and like obviously stay feeling your best self. But I might run through that in this YouTube. So with regards to like the goals with calories, that's all I want you to do on here. And then we're also going to set a step goal. So my steps are averaging about 8k. I know I missed one, but it's because I forgot to wear my watch. And my goal is actually 10k, so that kind of fits. So if you're hitting a step goal between 8 and 10k, you're probably good. Continue with that. 8 to 10k is absolutely fine, and I would just continue staying consistent with that. If you're an office girly and you're hitting average around like 5-6k, you might want to add 1,000 to 2,000 steps on, and we want to build them up gradually. So what I want you to do now is literally add 1,000 to 2,000 steps, whatever you think you can do, and have a bit of a step goal range. And I want you to aim for those consistent steps, just to push yourself a little bit, to get those steps a little bit higher, get that movement up, and continue working on that calorie deficit. So that's this part. I'm going to go get my breakfast now. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm eating and why. So yeah, I need the tripod, forgot about that bit. Camera nearly fell off. Right, oh, nearly got. Did I get my hat in my breakfast? Let's see, I hope not. So, as I was saying before, I'm going to run you through the full day of eating, but also I'm going to tell you more about nutrition goals, and there is actually a webinar coming next week telling you all about like some handy tips and things to focus on when it comes to nutrition for fat loss. So don't forget the link below, you can download the 4-week free Fit Girly summer plan. Get it downloaded, it's completely free, it's linked below, and it's 4 weeks of workouts, 4 weeks of nutrition goals, 4 weeks of helping you on your fat loss journey, really good. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Christy, a girlies fat loss coach, and I've helped hundreds of women move away from excessive quick fix fad diets and excessive exercise regimes and constant cardio, and I've helped them to overcome that and actually get in shape, get the body that they actually dream of, feel more toned, tone their arms, their tummy, and help them to feel unreal in their skin, because ultimately confidence is key, and that's what I help girlies do. We're not just all about fat loss here, we're about the journey, we're about feeling good, and we're about doing both, enjoying life and focusing on our fitness goals at the same time. I'm going to go on to my breakfast now. So in a fat loss phase, you are going to be hungry, so you've got to pick your hungry. Like for me, I can last in the morning. If I'm a bit hungry, it doesn't bother me. If I'm cracking on with work or I'm in for PT, I'm distracted, like it's fine. And the later it gets, the more I'm like, I want to eat. You know, like when you sat on the sofa and you just want to eat the world, that is the time where I want a bit of a snack. So I am just thinking smarter, like, and whilst you don't want to save all your calories to the evening, otherwise you'll be fucking stuffed, I will save a couple of 100 calories later on tonight for a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of a dessert after my tea when I'm sat on the sofa and I do want to eat something. And I find that it does really help with adherence, and it helps me to look forward to that treat at the end of the day, because I'm a sweet girly. I know, yeah, I know I'm sweet, but I mean like sweet, not savoury. So I do want a little chocolate and a bit of dessert, because I am not about restriction either. I don't make my girls cut out chocolate, I don't make my girls cut out meals out. We do have to make some sacrifices, of course, but like, I am not a coach that makes you sacrifice your life. Like, absolutely not. It's not what I do, and it's not what my girls do, and I'm not going to make you do that either. Because I wouldn't make you do anything I would do. But yeah, so I tend to be a bit hungrier in the morning and I leave my meals a bit later so that then I have a bit more wiggle room later on. So I'm actually having my first meal, and this is my breakfast, but it is about 11 o'clock. So I have got a massive bowl of fruit, apples and strawberries, a bit of honey, and then 200 grams of Greek yogurt. Not that you can see it because there's loads of fruit, but when this is all mixed together, it's fucking banging. And I love a yogurt bowl. Like, you're gonna get a good chunk of protein. I'll actually tell you how much protein is in this breakfast. So I've got 200 grams of Greek yogurt, and it's literally 21 grams of protein. And if you needed a little bit more protein, you could put some protein powder in it. You could literally have a bit more yogurt. Like, you could pair it with did I say protein shake? Did I say that? I think I said that. But this breakfast, the reason I've got loads of fruit and I've got protein is because it's literally, for that whole breakfast, 223 calories. I'm gonna be full until my next meal. Like, Greek yogurt is pretty full in. Anything with protein makes you full, and the volume with all the fruit does the same thing. So one other thing that I do find really helps my girls and just help me is I am all tracked ahead for my day. So I've meal prepped, my meals are ready. I say that, I'm having a salad for lunch, which I do have to put together, but my meals are prepped. I'm ready for my week. I've literally got Monday to Friday lunches prepped, got Monday to Thursday teas prepped. I know exactly what I'm having, and my MyFitnessPal is already full, and within my, just to prove, my meals are all in there. I'm hitting my 1700 calories. My protein is around 130 today, and yeah, all I have to do is eat it then, and it just makes life so much easier. There's less room for error, there's less chance of you going over your calories, and I find that I'm more adherent because it's in there. Like, I have no choice but to stick to it. And yes, of course, sometimes life might lie, or you might be out and you might need something when you're out, and it might change a few things. You might have to delete a few things out, play around with it, whatever it may be. But for the majority of the time, I know what I'm eating, I'm going to eat it, I'm going to hit my calories, and I'm going to be dropping fat. And that's sometimes what we've got to do. So I'll see you at lunchtime, because I'm going to crack on with Girl Gang check-ins, because it's Monday and it's Girl Gang check-in day, so I need to get my ass into gear. So I will chat to you soon. So I have actually already had a coffee this morning because I went for a coffee date with two of my clients, but I'm on to coffee number 2 now. I actually don't have a coffee first thing in the morning anymore. I have a decaf tea because I was finding that having caffeine too early was making me crash in the afternoon, and obviously if you've got gym sessions to get in later on, it's not really ideal. The other thing that I've actually swapped at the minute is I've always been a latte girl, and I've always refused to give up my latte because Americanos just don't cut it for me. But there is a but. Oh, they left the fridge open. But I found that having less milk, but like more Americano, more like half Americano, so it feels like half the cup with Americano, and then I have half like frothed milk. It's less milk, it's less calories, it's still just as good. So I am actually being one of them, which I would always say you have to be, weighing my milk, because whilst coffee is not a lot of calories, the milk is where it adds up. So I got 100ml of milk in here. Like, it's literally not a lot, it will froth a little bit, but I'm gonna enjoy this Americano. The other thing, and the other reason that I do actually have, the battery's dying. The other reason that I do actually have caffeine as well, like whether it's like a Monster, which I don't have that often really, because I am a coffee girl through and through. You probably, that sounds like someone's weed, doesn't it? But it's just the water on the coffee machine. But yeah, like your Monsters, Coke Zeros, and also like Americano, or whatever coffee it is, like an instant, whatever. As long as it's not loads of calories, obviously, because we've got a calorie deficit to stick to. But they actually really help with the fat loss phase because they stop you feeling as hungry. And I always find if I have a coffee, like, it's something to look forward to, something to enjoy. So whilst it's curbing my appetite a little bit, it's also just something to put in my mouth. Does that sound funny? Yeah, it's just something to put in my mouth to keep my mouth occupied, instead of, eating something instead. So I do actually have 2 coffees a day. I probably will have a Coke Zero later on too. Coke Zeros also feel like a bit of a sweet treat, and so do my coffees, because I do put a little bit of syrup in, tracked in, obviously. But yeah, so that's the next thing on the menu. It is 1 o'clock, and I'll be having my lunch in the next few hours. This needs a clean, to be honest. So we're at 3 o'clock. I do not normally eat this late, but we're having lunch now. So I know I said that, like, I prep everything, which to be fair I usually do, but because this is a salad, it's quite easy to throw together. I'm literally just using a tin of tuna, and I have actually been lazy this week and literally bought a salad bowl, which is literally just salad, basically. But I have got a few bags of salad for the rest of the week too. So yeah, so we're having a tuna and egg salad. I think that's it. trying to remember what I tracked in. I took the carb. I was going to have a potato. Yeah, I was going to have a potato with my salad, but I decided that I didn't need it. I'm always full from lunch. I'm going to have more carbs in my evening meal because I want some potato with my salmon. So, tuna and egg salad, and I know, like, I haven't prepped this actually, but one top tip that I do, and obviously a lot of my girls do because it saves you a lot of time, like, especially if you are a busy girly like me. Like, if I had to cook Monday to Friday, it would just throw my whole week out and I just don't have fucking time for it. So I prep everything on a Sunday or a Monday, and I prep all my lunches and all my teas, and honestly, it will save your life. Batch cooking, meal prepping, gets you all the nutrients you need. It's easier to track, and it will also fuel you because your meals will be nice and balanced because you actually have time to put effort into it rather than get into the day and thinking, fuck, what do I have for tea? Like, I've got this protein goal to hit and I'm nowhere near it, and like, now I'm not going to hit it because I've not thought about it across my day. And I tend to also stick to similar meals. Like, my meals are so boring, and I do change them. I change the menu each week, but they're so boring, but the simpler the better, because there's no point overcomplicating it. Like, I might change, like, if I'm having salad, last week I had mango chicken salad with some potatoes. Like, this week I'm having tuna and egg salad. Like, I might switch it up week on week to keep things exciting, but my meals are so simple. They're literally nothing crazy, and I always structure my meals around the protein source. So I'll decide the protein source, and then I'll decide the carbs, I'll decide the veg, I'll decide whatever else I'm throwing in it, basically. But meal prepping, batch cooking saves your life, so that's the next tip. And even cooking a few meals and getting them in your freezer, because next time you get home from a day out and you're thinking, fuck, I've got nothing for tea, I'm just going to get a takeaway in, if you've got some meals that are yummy, that are balanced, that you've prepped already, that are in the freezer, you can just grab them out and eat them. And it takes that thought process and that risk of getting a takeaway and fucking all your progress. Takes that away, because we all know that takeaways make you feel shit, make you feel low on energy. And I'm not against takeaways, before you start to say that. Like, I have them every now and then, but I'm having them less and less now. Like, I'd rather go out for a meal where it's a bit more fresh than get a greasy pizza or a greasy Indian or Chinese or whatever it may be, because they leave my stomach hurting the next day. I feel like shit, I'm on the toilet all the time, not that you needed to know that, and it's just not worth it. And I just feel tired and lethargic and drained, and yeah, I have things to be doing. I don't have time to feel like shit, really. But when I say prep, I have actually prepped my eggs. So they are actually in water, and I'm going to tip the water everywhere, so I'm not going to show you. But boiled eggs, I've prepped 3 because I didn't want to waste any more, so that'll do me 3 days. I'm going to eat lots of food now because I've talked for too long, to be honest. But other tip, God, I'm throwing all the tips at you girls now. But I literally been throwing salad with everything. I even had it with eggs and bacon and salad the other day, which was a bit rogue. But it's just to add that volume. Like, you literally want, ideally, like half your plate of volume of salad or of veg. Like, take over your plate with as much veggies as you can, because you're going to be fuller. You're going to not be starvation mode raiding the cupboards later on. Honestly, like, you might be a bit hungry in a cooked dinner, like I said earlier, but you're going to be less hungry if you throw all the salad or the fruit and veg at your plates. And I've just spat everywhere. But yeah, I'm going to go have my dinner now because I'm starving. My tuna does not have mayo in it or salad cream. Deal with it. But here is my salad, a bit of salad cream on top. Tracked in, weighed, obviously, and an egg that really broke apart when I peeled it. So that was good. But I'm going to go eat this now because it is looking good. She's going to the gym even though she doesn't want to, so I'm going to do upper because it's a little bit less like effort than lower, but I'm getting there, so that's the main thing. And at this point I would normally have had a pre-workout snack, but sometimes in a deficit, like, I don't have room, so I just the way it works for me, obviously everybody's different. I would always recommend to have a pre-workout snack, but it's not the end of the world if you don't every single day. So, and I only had like my lunch like a couple of hours ago anyway, so I'm still full, like I still feel like okay. And then I'm going to go home and obviously have my pre-workout, which is, no, not my pre-workout, my post-workout, which is my tea. So I'll be having protein, I'll be having carbs, and I'll be replenishing all the good stuff after using it and using all the energy in my session. Now, if I even have any energy, let's be honest, I don't know if time of the month is incoming, because like that's the only time where I start to feel like this. But yeah, so we're going to go train upper. I haven't decided which one yet, and then I'll show you my tea. Made it through my upper day, thank God. I actually don't even know how I got through it, because I think I had a face like I sat arse the entire time. Didn't I? Didn't you say I looked like I was about to cry on the room machine? Yeah. But I feel better now, I feel good. Once I got there it was alright, it was just a case of getting through it, and you know what, I didn't wimp out on weight, so I'm pretty impressed with myself. So I'm gonna have my tea now. Also, dying. No, I got a tickle. He's just fucking mean to me, right? He literally would not give me a lift home from the gym. I had to walk. So he was there driving home and he wouldn't let me in his car, basically. He refused.
You said you needed the steps.
I did need the steps, but that wasn't the reason. The reason was that he couldn't be asked to take his shite off the passenger seat to let me in, which is quite mean, to be honest. So, yeah, I'll remember that. Anyway, I'm going to go make my tea because I'm starving, and this little bastard obviously got home earlier and he's having his post-workout. So, tea is ready. That's yours.
Alexa, turn
Which
off.
looks banging. So I've got salmon, tender stem broccoli, and these potatoes, which if you look fucking unreal, like garlic potatoes, which are just literally baby potatoes sliced and roasted. I boiled them first and then roasted them. Put loads of paprika on, garlic, which Liam loves garlic, especially on my breath when I go to give him a kiss.
How am I meant to do my pasta now?
I don't know, sounds like your problem. So, tip for this meal is, again, structured with a lean protein, with some veggies. I could do with one more veg, to be honest, but I'm going to have a yogurt bowl soon. Stop it. And then shitloads of potatoes, because I find in a cut face potatoes are my best friend, because you can have a really big volume for really low calories. So, and to be honest, I think out of rice, pasta and potatoes, they obviously fill me up more because I can have more for my calories, but also they're just so fucking good roasted. They literally, excuse me, I'm doing a chat to YouTube and now they can't hear me.
Give me a second.
Rude. So yeah, I'm going to go eat that now before it goes cold. I have got a bit of sweet chili jam as well because that goes unreal with like the potatoes and with the salmon. So I'm excited. So that was tip number 2, how to structure your meals. Potatoes are your best friend. Omega-3 with the oily fish, which you ideally want every week if you can. That's it. What are you having?
Bolognese and pasta.
And how long have you been eating that?
6-7 months.
How?
No, sorry. A year next month.
A fucking year. I could not. Like, he literally eats the same lunches for like a year and then the same teas for like a year. And I thought my meals were simple because they are simple because you've just got to simplify everything in a fat loss phase. But not as simple as this guy. Astrology simple.
It works.
I'm gonna put that on YouTube, you dirty bastard. That's disgusting. Do you want to be known on YouTube as the guy that farted in the kitchen?
Don't act like you don't do it. We all know you do.
Yeah, but not on YouTube. I can't actually believe you just did that.
out.
I'm not editing it out. Right, last thing that I'm having to eat tonight is my dessert bowl. So I've not actually put it together, but I'm having Greek yogurt, classic, with apple, a bit of honey. And then I'm also having one line, so 5 blocks of dairy milk chocolate, and it's going to be banging. And that's my dessert, that's my calories done. And if you follow me on Instagram, then you obviously know I love a bit of dairy milk. I love Cadbury's, it's my favourite. And if you're not following me, then I don't know why you're not, so you best get following me. And also, I love Coke Zero, so we're going to have one of those as well. Which again, like the coffee, literally stops your hunger as well. Not that I'm hungry because I'm going to have a dessert bowl and I've just had my tea. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to go eat it now because I want to enjoy the rest of my evening. So just a run through of the tips, if I can remember all of them, because I feel like I've given away so much tea about nutrition today. So first one, decide your hunger. No, decide when you can handle hunger and when you can't, and if you need to adjust meals or push them later on or have them earlier, then you can do, or if you want a regular structure, that also works. Caffeine, coffees, Coke Zero, Monsters, all help those hunger cravings, also feel like a bit of a sweet kick, so they're quite good in a cut phase. What did I say for lunch? Think volume, lots of fruit and veggies in every meal. Potatoes are your best friend because they add volume but low calorie. Lots of fruit, lots of veg, every single meal, like literally half your plate. Protein, every meal as well, lean proteins. It's going to keep you full, going to keep you satisfied and keep you going in the day. And I think that was it really. And just plan in any chocolate because if you're a girly like me, chocolate is so needed. Anyway, download the 4 weeks free below. There's more information on nutrition in there. There's a full webinar. It helps you set some nutrition goals if that is the thing you're struggling with. And I hope you've enjoyed the full day of eating. Don't forget, like, subscribe to the channel for the next video. And I hope you get the freebie downloaded for your Fit Girly summer plan. Get it downloaded. It's linked in the description. And I'll see you in the next one.